If you need a quick filling meal that your whole family will enjoy, this is one of my go-to dinners. Hey family, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Today I'm cooking a very simple family meal. Nothing fancy, just real home cooking made with love. I always start by prepping everything first. It makes cooking, so much easier, and it makes it smoother, especially on busy days, y'all. So I don't really measure when I cook. I season, by taste, and I adjust as I go. So right now I'm seasoning the chicken. I'm going to be using two proteins here, and that's the chicken and the shrimp. You will see how I use the shrimp later on, but for now I am making sure my chicken is fully saturated with all the amazing seasons that I use. Okay, so I use Mistress Dash, black pepper, Knorr, Maggi, salt, the list goes on. Yeah, so I'm just making sure it's really seasoned, and then I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to move on to the vegetables. I'm going to blend some vegetables and put that on the chicken. So let's blend the vegetables and come back to the chicken. So I'm using onions, parsley, bell peppers, habanero. So I only use one habanero for this process because I will make pepper sauce later on. Pepper sauce in my country is a sauce that is very hot. It depends, some people like theirs mild, some people like it very, very hot. So I like it hot. I like pepper sauce. That's why it's called pepper sauce, right? Pepper sauce. Okay. I like pepper sauce really hot. If it's not hot, if it's mild, I can do it mild. But if it's not mild or hot, it is not pepper sauce, it is just sauce. Okay, maybe that's some gravy. All right, so I use a little bit of oil to blend my vegetables. Some people use water, but I think it prolongs the cooking process, so I like to use oil to blend my vegetables. After blending the vegetables, I added some season, not too much of it, and I use the ones that don't have a lot of salt because I've already seasoned the chicken, so I don't need a lot of salt in the sauce that in the vegetables. All right, so just a little bit of seasoning, okay, like the Knorr and Mistress Dash, and then I added basil and what's that called, Korean barbecue sauce. There you go, Korean barbecue sauce, and that added a little bit of flavor or zhuzh, to it. I love food, yo. I'm sorry, but yeah, that just added a little bit of extra flavor to it. And then I just added that onto the chicken. I made sure that the chicken was marinated with the sauce, and I set that into the oven for 30 minutes on boil. Okay, so I didn't want like a big chicken kind of look. I wanted like a roasted chicken, a little bit of dark, very black kind of feel, that's roasted, roasted type of chicken. Look at me describing food. Yeah, just a roasted kind of chicken food, and then I went on and make my base for the jollof rice. I used some blended vegetables, bell peppers, onions, fresh tomatoes, and then I added tomato paste. And then I season the base of the jollof rice. So before I started cooking, I pre-soaked the rice. I soaked the rice for like about 45 minutes with salt and water. That helps the rice to cook faster when you don't want to have a long time in the kitchen. You can use pre-cooked rice, but this time around I'm using soaked rice. Okay, it is softening the rice and it makes it cook faster. So that's what I did. So I have everything in there. The shrimp that I talked about is in there too. For Liberia, we use a lot of protein in the rice. This time around I'm keeping it very plain and simple. I don't like to put my vegetables early when I start to cook the base. Like the sauce, I don't put in the vegetables early because it tends to overcook the vegetables. So I like to put that in like a little on into the cooking process. So that's exactly what I was looking for, that type of look. Look at the chicken, it looks roasted. To me, it's roasted chicken. That's what I was looking for. And that's the rice, y'all. Look how that looks. It was so delicious, like very simple, easy cooking, not too long in the kitchen. We're just doing everything spot on and moving on, okay? Moving on to the serving plate because that's the end goal, right? So I made some side. I made, plantains for the side, and I made the pepper sauce. I added the pepper sauce onto the roasted chicken. I'm going to call it roasted chicken, even though I took that out of the oven. I'm going to call it roasted chicken, and that's what I got, y'all. So delicious. My family really enjoyed this meal. It was so easy to make. I hope it is easy to make for you if you try preparing this meal. And if you want to know the exact measurement, let me know. I will put that in the comment section. But family, that's it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and comment. Have a very blessed 2026. Bye.